The natural sound source. It's another theory about the beginning of language, the concept of natural sounds. So, primitive words could have been imitations of the natural sounds which early men and women heard around them. So, this theory says that the words that we find in languages are the words that the primitive man or our ancestor heard in their surrounding. They heard a lot of sound. They heard splash of water. They heard crying of the people, of the animals, and they heard the sounds of the songs of the birds. So from these sounds, they picked up words, and this is how language started. Like cow cow sound, they look at a bird and heard him say cow cow. Similarly, they look at a bird and heard him say cuckoo. So natural sound was adopted to refer to that kind of object. So they started using the sound as words and started referring to them to those objects. This is known as bow wow theory. Languages have some words with pronunciation that seem to echo naturally occurring sound, such as cuckoo, splash, bang, boom, rattle, buzz, hiss, screech, and forms such as bow wow. So we all know that these words, whenever, for example, we say cuckoo, we think of a bird. There is a close relationship of the word and its object. But is the whole language is like this? Whenever we think of the concept, do we have an object? No, it's not. So this aspect of the language is known as onomatopoeia, in which there is a very strong relationship between the word and the object it refers to. But what about the soundless things as well as abstract concept? So there are words which refers to things which are soundless, which do not make any sound, right? There are so many things around us and which do not make. So how can we get their sound, and how can we start referring to that sound to those objects? So obviously there is no logic behind it. Similarly, there are a lot of concepts. The word concept itself, we use the word democracy, we use the word beauty, we use the word honesty, and they do not refer to any particular object. So this theory of natural sound does not very well fit into this concept of the origin of a language. We do not believe language is only a set of words used as name for things. As we have seen that we use language for many other purposes as well. The original sounds of language from natural cries of emotion such as pain, anger, and joy. There is another concept that basically the original sound of language started from the natural cries that human beings produce, such as the cries of pain, or the sounds in anger, or sounds produced in joy. For example, like ouch, ah, ooh, wow. So these are some of the interjection that we produce, right? So these sounds are produced on the breath that we are taking out. Ouch, right? And generally, when we speak on the exhaled breath, the breath that we take out, the air that we take out. So in normal conversation, we used this mechanism in which we use language on the air coming from the lungs, getting out through the nasal cavity or the oral cavity. So expressive noises made in emotional reaction contain sound that are not otherwise used in speech. So when we make certain noises to express our feelings, these noises are not generally made otherwise. So this concept that that language started as natural sound source is not a very good candidate for the source sound for language. We cannot say that human language started as a natural sound source.